as the introduction might have suggested, this video is going to cover switching feet. It's something that is super handy to fly through drives, fly through tacks, and exit with a bunch of speed. So my name's Lockie, and like many of you watching this video, I've spent the last 12 months learning how to wing foil. I came from a sailing background, which was mostly high-performance catamarans, and had never tried any board sports. I spent a lot of time on the Olympic NACRA 17 class before getting into wing foiling, and have brought a lot of my foiling knowledge from the sailing world to wing foiling. I've picked up on a few things in the last 12 months, and have had some people ask me for some tips on a few aspects of wing foiling. So I'm going to try a new format with narrating some of my GoPro footage to help all the awesome people that watch my videos to progress faster in this amazing new sport. So originally I tried to record some audio straight from the GoPro, but that didn't go as planned. So it seems that maybe narrating these videos will be the best way to make this happen. So I'm based in Melbourne, Australia, and the footage in today's video is from a sunny summer session out the front of Western Port Yacht Club. I'm going to cover my progression with switching feet on the foil in this video, and my progressions can sort of be broken down into 3 different exercises. The first being getting comfortable riding toe side in all directions, and then after that, learning to switch feet using the buoyancy of the board, and then finally, learning to switch feet on the foil. So, the first exercise, learning to ride toe side in all directions. This one is pretty simple, so I won't spend too much time on it. Basically, if you have your jibe down, roll into a jibe and you'll exit toe side. Practice going upwind after that jibe, riding around toe side, carving the board around, and then head back downwind, roll into some jibes back and forward, going heel side to toe side and back again. This is a really great way to learn what it feels like being toe side without the complexity of having to change your feet on the fly. Next step would be using the buoyancy of the board to change feet. So before we do this, I just wanted to cover the sequence of changing feet. So it looks like this. You have your feet planted riding heel side. You then bring your back foot to meet your front foot, trying to use the wing to take as much of your weight as possible. You do this by bringing the wing overhead and pulling down on your backhand before bringing your old front foot to the back of the board. So the good news is we can use the buoyancy of the board to give us more time to do this sequence. Practice riding high on your mast to then bringing the board close to the water, then bringing the board high on the mast again. After this, add in the foot switch, but revert back to being heel side. So that'll look like riding along heel side and then bringing both feet to the front of the board and then bringing both feet back to the position they were before the transition. So getting back to heel side. This way you'll return to a position that is familiar and everything should be balanced again. After that, have a crack at trying to transition to toe side. So heel side, both feet to the front of the board, and then your old front foot becomes your new back foot. So for this exercise, my best tips for this one is really using the power of your wing to take the weight out of your feet. So bring it overhead, take the weight out of your feet, and then as the board slows down, bring it back by your side to bring the speed back on. The other tip I'd give for this one is try having to position your foil further on the board than normal. The reason for this is it loads up your front foot. So when you do bring both feet to the front of the board, there's just a bit more pressure there stopping you from doing the big nosedive, and it should give you a little bit more time. Although this may vary with different foils and different boards, so this tip might not be for your setup, but it's definitely something to play with. The other super handy tip is to put your front foot straps on. If your board has the option for the 2 diagonal straps at the front, put them on. Trust me. The reason for this is it helps you learn exactly where to put your front feet, so the only guessing is finding the location of your back foot, and you'll quickly gain the muscle memory of exactly where it is your back foot will need to land. This one helped me nail switching every single time, so don't underestimate how much this can help. So, the final step. You've nailed switching feet using the buoyancy of your board, but how do you do it while staying on the foil? The answer is pretty simple, but it requires lots of repetition and time. So you start by decreasing the time that you let the board touch the water and speed up how quickly you change your feet. Do repetitions to gain muscle memory of where your feet need to land and gain the confidence of not needing the touchdown of the board to help you switch. So to summarize the main tips, number 1 would be to use your wing to take the weight out of your feet. Number 2 is to use the buoyancy of your board to give some stability during the early stages of learning. Number 3, try moving your foil further forward to add more front foot pressure. And finally, number 4, put your front foot straps on. I really can't stress enough how much putting my front foot straps on helped me with switching feet. So yeah, give it a go. So yeah, this progression might not be for everyone, but it helped me to learn how to switch consistently and safely. I would love to hear what you think about this format and whether you have any additional tips, so drop them in the comments below. I hope this video helps you on your wing foiling journey, and stay tuned for plenty more wing foiling content.